I won't say for every fan, but the majority of them, North America is a very much pleasure and enjoyment. You look at Europe and people really use the only thing they have on their paycheck, to make sure they make it to the game. Going up the ranks, like I said, you experience pressure, all the other dark side, I would say, of football, where, everything doesn't go your way, to just be patient with yourself.
Patience.
And not use other people's expectations as your own. You own up to your skills and everything off the field also to represent the whole country. And there's somebody in the stands who says, Saliba, hey, next weekend you guys better win.
Yeah. I mean, the key, you know that. Thank you again for joining us here on the first half. This is a massive time for football in Canada and North America, specifically for the men's national team too. There's the hype, the energy. Everybody's clamoring to talk to you guys. Everybody wants interviews. So we're honored to have you for a few minutes. Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right, so enough with the niceties. The idea here on the first half is to get to know you without the sort of typical questions. And just to let you have an opportunity to let people know, your thinking and your feelings. So, but before we get into some goofy questions and a little bit more fun, I wanted to ask you, what made you personally fall in love with football? Where did this love come from?
It came from my dad, I would say. My dad used to play in his time, and then I have an older brother also, which also played when I was younger. So, growing up and watching them play and playing with them sometimes, and, it really runs in the family. All my cousins are pretty much the same age as my older brother, so they were all playing, and I was just playing with them, always playing with older men and stuff like this. Yeah. So this is really where I started to have love for the game. And I remember I was always asking them, put me in a team, and they put me in Longueuil when I was 9 years old. This is when I really started. And I remember I went for a tryout, and it was for the recreational program. And I think I ended up scoring 12 or 13 goals this tryout. So they pushed me straight to the competitive side of it. Okay. And this is really how it started.
Yeah. That's almost unfair.
Yeah.
12, 13 goals, dude. That's a little bit ridiculous in the sense that it also obviously changes the mentality of, maybe this really is for me. Yeah. Growing up, did you get a chance to play other sports, or was it football first and that was it?
In elementary school, I played basketball and I played volleyball also. I really liked volleyball a lot. My older sister was playing volleyball at the time also, so it was a sport I was also looking at.
How many family members do you have?
I mean, we're 3 siblings.
Wow. And they're all athletic.
They were all, they all used to play when they were, high school, college, and etc. So, those are the sports I had. Also, hockey was in the way, so I was maybe playing a bit when I was in elementary school in the gym, which is hockey kazum. Yeah. I was a goalkeeper there, so it was really...
Keeper, nice.
I was a keeper. I loved it. It was really...
That means you're crazy.
I was.
That's what it means. Yeah. I mean, the key, that. Keepers, I don't care in football or hockey, means there's a screw loose. That's cool. Funny enough, we spoke with one of your teammates earlier as well, and one of the questions was that, is it important for kids today, boys and girls, anybody in whatever sport they want to excel in, to play other sports, multidisciplinary, so that might lead them to different movements and thinkings for the sport they end up choosing to try and go all the way in?
I think the way I see it would be for the parents to not, try to put their kids in one sport and just let them explore what they want to. As much as football was in the family, and, my dad and my brother, they always let me, play the sports I wanted to. So, I was also doing skate for a whole maybe 5 years of my youth. So just doing skate in front of the house, doing tricks, and they always let me do what I wanted to do. And at the end of the time where you're trying out a bit everything, you're gonna end up choosing what you prefer.
Yeah, and something that you're gravitating to. I like this. Exactly. I'm gonna do more and more and more and more.
Naturally, without people having to put you there or tell you to go there because maybe you're good at it or not. So.
Which changes the whole thing for any athlete, boy or girl. If they're being forced into it, they'll do it because they have to for a certain point, and then as soon as they can leave, they're gone.
For sure.
Yeah, and you're seeing that with a lot of sports. Yeah. They're hurting as those age groups are getting older where they could turn pro. Mm-hmm. They're just disappearing, and those numbers are hurting the overall sport. Something you sort of leaned on, the pathway, because you explained that, they knew right away to push you up in levels right away when you were just looking to go play, intramural or for the city. How has that pathway helped you to being a pro today, starting at that grassroots, sort of more community-based level, and to where you are today? How did that sort of journey push you?
I mean, when I look at it, I tell myself that it really started just because of my love for the sport and, the passion I had for it. So realizing I was just literally going there because I just wanted to play football,
Yeah.
I wasn't going there to try to be the best or to try to be a professional athlete at all. I was just trying to go there to enjoy,
To play.
to play and, have fun on the field. So thinking about it, going up in the ranks, you start to experiment pressure, and expectations on you and stuff like this. And this is something my mom always reminds me, is just remember how and why you started. It was because you enjoyed it and you were having fun doing it. So
Does she still say that to you today?
every game.
Yeah, because it must get worse.
Yeah,
And I don't mean it like in that sense, but it's like you need to hear that probably even more today than when you're a kid and you're sort of like, I don't want to do this anymore, or I'm mad, or they're being mean, or the coach's bench, like whatever's in front of you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because going up the ranks, like I said, you experience pressure, and there's all the other dark side, I would say, of football, where everything doesn't go your way. Like you said, all those things that can happen, being benched or not making the list for a game, or
Or getting injured, or just having a bad week, which then changes how it's going to be for game day.
for sure, and not feeling confident on the field, stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's always good to be reminded.
Yeah, I guess okay, so here's a question. So how important then was family to you being where you are today? Because your journey, you still have a journey. Like,
for
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's still so much to do.
for sure.
So how important has that been, and community, to get you to this point?
Very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important. When I was starting, it was a pretty rough start for me. I was like my professional career, so just having my family by my side, after every game, after every training, and seeing them not only just, pushing me or putting a lot of expectations on me, but also understanding what comes with the career, and, understanding what other people might not see directly, and just using this to help me and, feel better and be at my best on the field was something they did very well.
Why so rough? Is there like something specific, or just the path? It was harder than you might have thought.
Just the path, honestly, I think I was still pretty young, and you experience the real professional world, so it's not as playing in the academy or anything.
Okay, so what would you tell? And this is a great. So we asked this before too. What would you tell your younger self if you could look back and say, "Hey, think this"? What would be a piece of advice that you would give your younger self?
So my younger self would be to just be patient with yourself
Patience.
and not use other people's expectations as your own.
Yeah, to set you set your own goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. And what is the feeling of pride when you're throwing on that kit and you've got, Canada over your heart? There must be no experience like it, right? I mean, being at that national level.
Yeah, it's very special. It's a very special feeling. You feel a lot of pride, like you said, putting it on, and also a lot of responsibility, because you feel like you're special and good enough, and you own up to your skills and everything off the field, also to represent the whole country. So it means a lot.
But is the weight the same, or is it just how you decide to say, okay, well, this is for love of country and family, and this is business?
It's hard to kind of compare, I would say.
Okay.
It's pretty different both on their own. Like you said, in the club, you kind of have that job feeling, that's what you have to do, and that's what you're paid for, that's
right.
That's what a job is. And then coming here, it's really more like a bonus, it's like dessert. So you come here and you just want to enjoy, and by enjoying, that's when you're the best you can be on the pitch. So
I like that dessert.
Kind of
like dessert, which you're not allowed because you're a pro athlete.
Yeah.
No cookies here, my friend. Something I'd like to ask you, because you can speak from experience. What is different between football culture here in Canada and football culture in Europe?
Something that
Something that you see. I mean, you can literally feel it daily.
something that really hit me there, I would say, is on the side of the fans, the supporters. North America is very much of I won't say for every fan, but the majority of them is really more for pleasure and enjoyment and how do you call it, entertainment kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whether you look at Europe and people really use the only thing they have on their paycheck, to make sure they make it to the game and that they can scream as loud as they can for 90 minutes to make sure the team wins. So the team of the city in Europe really means everything to the
city
people,
and the people
living in there. So that's the kind of weight you feel, and you make sure that you want the city to feel good and the people supporting you to feel good, and it's just some more fuel on the fire to help you win games.
Yeah, and that actually adds a whole other level of pressure. I mean, you literally can't go get groceries without somebody being like, "I'm gonna see you on the weekend." You bet. I've spent my last dollar on that ticket.
I remember, last game we played Standard de Liège, which is the big derby over there.
Yeah.
And the game before this, we play in Leuven.
Okay.
And we finished the game 1-1. And there's somebody in the stands who says, "Saliba, hey, next weekend you guys better win." Huh? So it's crazy.
And they're calling you out, like and they know you hear it too, even if you don't turn your head.
So you have the whole week ahead of you, and you're already thinking about it, and it's really something. But it's good.
I love it. One of the things that I want to know is what keeps you going, on and off the pitch, because it takes. I mean, there's what you've been trained to do, and I say that with like love. I don't mean that like train, but it's. You have to do certain things daily just to make sure that you are operating at your best physical self.
Yeah.
But what are the things that really get you through the daily sort of grind of all of that? Because it is work, like we said, and then you don't want to lose the love, because the love of the game is what actually propels you on the pitch.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in the bad times where everything doesn't go your way, it's very hard to do those, and I think this is where discipline comes in play. Very young, my dad really implemented discipline with me, because for him, without discipline, you can't reach anything good in life. So this is really something I was taught at a very young age.
So you were mad at dad at certain points, for sure.
Of course,
I know for sure.
It's part of the son and father relationship.
Yeah. I can already tell right now. That's amazing. Yeah, but sorry, go on.
But it's very good because when I look back at it, you're 11, 12 years old, and you're like, "Wow, why is this so harsh on me?" But then,
get off. You don't know dad.
But now you realize, and it's a world of difference, because I reach a place now where I do those things naturally and not like in homework that I have to do, So
right.
Yeah, it became natural.
It's amazing. That's I love it. What represents for you in Canada? Right. And again, I don't want to. We'll leave this over Canadian concept. But again, you're here playing for the national team. The entire everybody's just so juiced up. When you look at the future of football here in Canada, what pops out to you as something that's just so special and unique to football in this country?
I mean, like you said, with the World Cup coming, with the national team, women and men doing, amazing results, with the Canadian football system growing, expansion team, Supra coming in the CPL, all of those things.
Look at you.
All of those things, I think are things that are just helping develop the youth programs and, help grow the sport in the country. And with the World Cup, like you said, after this, it should be a brand new page.
Brand new. I agree so wholeheartedly. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that is exactly right. It's a whole new. We don't even know. I honestly think nobody understands what that's going to look like because we've never experienced this here.
Exactly.
Right?
So yeah, I mean, if I was younger and I knew there was a national team, playing World Cups, it would have been a whole different love for the game, you know. So
You think?
yeah, for sure. So I hope by us doing this and
You're setting that pace
Exactly.
and that path.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you guys are doing, and same with the women's team. All right, well, that's enough about that. Let's get into some juicy 12 questions. Look, you guys all trying to cheat with your questions. Okay, are we ready? So we're at 12.
Let's do it.
No wrong answer.
okay.
Rapid fire. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Question 1 on the first half. What is your favorite film?
Favorite film? Ooh.
Ooh. None of these are going to be easy.
This is not rapid fire.
It is rapid fire because you're supposed to SpongeBob. SpongeBob.
I'm gonna go quick with White Chicks.
Okay, number 2, dude. That's I feel like that's a mic drop. I feel like it's a mic drop. Number 2. What is your favorite song or band?
Favorite song? I'll say Biggie. Sky's the limit.
Amazing. Number 3. Favorite sports team. Oh, loaded question, sir.
Anderlecht.
Number 4. I know somebody's going to lose their mind because of that answer. Number 4. Favorite athlete, dead or alive?
Athlete.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Come on, dude. We're on camera here. Just choose anything.
I'll go with Michael Phelps.
Oh, nice.
I used to watch him in those Olympic games, and yeah, I'll go with Michael
Legend.
Phelps. Yeah.
Legend. No, honestly. Anyways, we'll talk about that off camera. What is your favorite food?
Haitian food.
What is your favorite drink, alcoholic and non-alcoholic?
Alcoholic, none. And non-alcoholic, I'll go with so complicated.
Oh wow, really?
I'll do passion fruit juice.
Okay. What would be the one thing you would buy if you won the lottery?
One thing.
Yeah.
How much is the lottery?
Billions, not millions. Billions with a B.
One thing I
One
would
thing.
buy.
Yeah.
Probably my own island.
Yeah. Exactly. And you can decide who's on that island.
I'll just
I love it. You know your dad's like special. I want a special house. Number 8, dream trip.
Dream trip. I would like to do Singapore.
Number 9, how do you deal with stress?
A lot of
Visualization.
visualization.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And prayers. And yeah, just breathing work. Yeah.
Yeah,
Breathing
amazing.
Exercises.
Yeah, amazing. Number 10, a little bit naughty. Pajamas or no pajamas, sir?
Pajamas.
That was way too quick. Number 11, what is your favorite fashion brand at the moment?
Fashion brand.
Yeah.
I don't really have a favorite fashion brand.
There's not a certain kind of kick you like to buy or no, nothing.
Not really.
All right.
Nothing specific. No.
That's okay. Number 12, name one thing you cannot live without.
Oxygen.
Mr. Science. Bill Nye the Science Guy. You're supposed to go with your heart, like, my dad, my parents, my family. Okay, and now number 12.1, it's a little slip in.
Okay.
One word to describe football. So football is?
Passion.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That's amazing. No, I really appreciate that.